a production of the New Jersey courts. New Jersey Chief Justice Deborah Poritz recorded a number of firsts. She was the first woman to become Attorney General, and then became the first female Chief Justice in the history of New Jersey. She was a Phi Beta Kappa graduate of Brooklyn College, a Woodrow Wilson Fellow in English and American Literature at Columbia University, and a faculty member at Ursinus College. Chief Justice Poritz received her law degree from the University of Pennsylvania Law School in 1977. She began her legal career in the New Jersey Department of Law and Public Safety. Poritz was named Chief Counsel to Governor Thomas Kean in 1989. She worked in private practice from 1990 until 1994, when Governor Christine Todd Whitman named Poritz Attorney General. She served in that role until her appointment to the Supreme Court in 1996. Chief Justice Poritz retired from the court in 2006.
I think first and foremost, her role as Chief Justice and the first female Chief Justice had a profound effect on the court system and the law in the state of New Jersey. She was a first-rate Chief Justice by any standard. I say that because she was an inspirational leader, as well as being at the same time an extraordinarily dignified woman. She had that rare combination of exhibiting self-confidence, some would call it self-respect, and at the same time showing her very deep respect for others.
She carried on the tradition of the Walentz Court, of the New Jersey Supreme Court, with progressive opinions, with access to the court that the public had never had before. And so in every way, she accounted for her stewardship.
She oversaw an important reform in the civil courts called Best Practices. She developed the drug courts and made those drug courts the successful institution that they are today. There's been additional growth in recent years with our current Chief Justice leading that charge. She was a champion for women as a Chief Justice.
Had the opportunity to work directly with her and saw the care that she took to every case, even the most, all the cases that got to the Supreme Court were important, but even the most technical cases, the care that she took with it, and the realization that every case affected people's lives.
You know that she was an English professor, and she was first of all, she's a great writer, but she's also a great editor, which means that everything that she put her hands on that was written by another justice was simply better as a result of her input.
Her devotion to making everything perfect, every word, every phrase, every punctuation mark was it right, and to see her pour over the written word to make sure that it was up to her standards as well as the standards that she required of the court. If you're sloppy, it weakens your arguments. And so I've internalized that.
As a Chief Justice, she was a person of profound intellect, a writer of exquisite clarity, and a person who showed extraordinary empathy toward others. When you combine those things, it showed itself in a very powerful way, both when she was talking to her peers and persuading us to go along with her vision of the law, as well as when she was writing her opinions.
She was interested in history. It comes through loud and clear in her opinions. One example is the Raleigh Avenue beach access case, where she went back to English common law and the public trust doctrine about access to waterways and beach property, and she wove those historic events into her opinion.
She showed her ability to be a promoter of women and an enabler of women and all attorneys and members of the legal profession around her. And why do I say that? She did that as a practitioner when she was at the Attorney General's office. She was responsible for bringing the first daycare center to the Justice Complex.
She appointed a very diverse group of assignment judges, of presiding judges, leaders in the judiciary, and many of those judges continued to serve after Chief Justice Poritz retired.
All of that is attributable to her doing what came naturally to her, promoting people on the basis of merit and looking to add to the diversity of the judiciary in every respect that she could.
She broke a barrier, and everything changed as a result of that. There had never been a woman Chief Justice, and that standing alone is a reason why people would remember her. But in truth, it was actually the way she accounted for her stewardship that is how she will be remembered.